Welcome to Rock Dudes 18. It's our first international show, and the first guest out is the almighty singer of Saxon, Biff Byford. Biff, a real legend, together with the band Saxon, one of the pioneers of creating the new wave of British heavy metal. It's very cool to be able to have him as the first international guest in Rock Dudes. We did of course talk about the new album Battering Ram, and he will reveal his top 5 best songs of the history. But most of the time we were chatting about how it all started and some crazy stuff happening during the prime time of the 80s. He is a really cool man that has a lot of stories to tell. You can hear it all of the stories here in Rock Dudes 18. But first of all, some words about the sponsors, which one of them is the international manufacturer SC Electronics that makes really great microphones. Our show is recorded by the microphone model X1 USP. A real great microphone, simple to install, simple to use. Just plug it in and start to record. We are very thankful and honored to be able to use the mics from SC Electronics. You can get all about their products at selectronics.com. J-Leaf have highly skilled senior IT consultants within the Microsoft infrastructure and collaboration areas. In the area of media, J-Leaf runs both this podcast and one of Sweden's most personal rock magazine called rockbladet.se. It's an online magazine that publishes both traditional things like concert reviews, interviews and different kinds of reportage, but it's all done in a great personal way. You can follow them on rockbladet.se and through social media like Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Spotify. Search for Rockbladet. In the end of the shows we will present the top list. Together with the guest we will present 15 songs. You will find the list on the Spotify profile and homepage rockdudes.se. Now it's time to get over to the interview with the almighty Biff Byford. Hello everybody, this is the first time Rock Dudes podcast going for international and in English. And the first guest is Biff from Saxon.
Hello there, in English.
Welcome, welcome.
Yeah.
So this is kind of special. We actually got the heavy metal guy from Britain.
Well, it's special for you. I speak English all the time, so it's not so special for me. But yeah, it's good to be here.
Yeah. It's an honor actually finally getting you inside the building for an intimate
intimate talk podcast.
Yeah.
It's a very nice building.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, it's very nice.
So how was your trip during the day? Did you come today or yesterday to Sweden?
I flew in last night.
Yeah.
From Paris. I've been doing French promo, and then I came from London. I've done promo in London, so Sweden's the last stop.
So it's been busy today then?
Been very busy. Busy after as well.
Yeah. How's your French, by the way?
We're un peu.
How is it compared to doing press in Paris? I'm guessing that's where you were.
It's pretty crazy in Paris, yeah.
But you're kind
pretty
of
crazy town.
You're kind of big in France as well, right?
Yeah, we're kind of big, more or less everywhere.
Pretty much.
All over the world.
We're not very big, we're kind of big, which is cool, I like it.
Sweden has been like a second country for you in terms of fans. You're here quite often.
Yeah, we have a big history with Sweden. You know, in the 80s we were pretty much massive in Sweden. We were very surprised first time we came here. We sold out we thought we were playing a club and we sold out the Art Stadium, so it was a bit crazy times.
That's intense. And actually the last time I saw you was at the Getaway Festival.
Yeah, it's a great festival that.
At the main stage and everything.
Yeah, everything.
Yeah.
It was very good.
What do you think, what do you thought of the show?
It was great show, a great time. People were fantastic.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, we usually play Sweden rock, so it was nice to play, you know, a different festival here. Yeah. So I think we played 3 festivals in Sweden.
Yeah.
We were very all over the place. We were like a rash in Sweden.
Yeah.
Like Saxon hordes. Playing to the Viking hordes.
That's awesome.
Or maybe that's a bit too, you know, a bit over the top.
Did you see any other shows, or did you just went off?
No, I went in the audience actually.
Yeah.
Watched a couple of bands.
Yeah.
Can't remember now who I watched, but they were very good, I'm sure.
It's a really cool festival. It's kind of a mixture of everything. I mean, Sweden has their thing, old school, the rock and roll, the metal, classics, and here it's like a mixture of everything. On one stage you can see metalcore, and then you can see Saxon on the main stage. It's
it was good. It was a great festival, well organized. You know, I mean, I think it's growing, isn't it? From a small festival to a big festival.
I think the capacity is actually somewhere between 10,000 to 15,000. During this festival, I think they attracted somewhere in between 8 to 10,000 people during the whole week.
That's good.
Compared to Sweden Rock, which is more big, it's a bit different, yeah.
Yeah. We play big festivals and small festivals and middle festivals. You know, as long as the audience are having a great time, it makes no difference to us. You know, festivals are all about having a great time. And,
for sure.
And, you know, a memorable event.
And
that's what it should be.
You give it all for the Saxon hordes, pretty much. So yeah, we're kind of interested regarding the backstory regarding the Saxon and where we came about from the beginning. Could you enlighten us for the new listeners here?
For the Saxon's beginnings?
Yeah.
Well, we actually started as Saxon in 1979, which was our first album. Before that, we were called Son of a Bitch, which wasn't exactly the same band, so we don't really count that in our sort of, history. Our history comes from 79, because that's when we changed our name. So before that, me and Paul Quinn, the original guitarist that's still in the band, were in a prog band, playing sort of type Rush type stuff and Yes, Genesis type stuff. Not quite as good as they were, obviously, but that's the sort of stuff we were into. I was a bass player then. Yeah. I used to play bass and sing.
So you were kind of influenced of the US scene by the time, not really from the UK scene, right?
Sorry?
The Rush music and everything from Canada and stuff like that. You were influenced by that kind of music from the beginning?
Not really Rush, because they weren't around that early, but Yes, and Genesis and Crimson, Crimson Cream and all that sort of stuff,
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
So, if you go further, where did the music interest started?
When did it start? I would say in the 60s, really.
Yeah.
When I was a teenager. Growing up with a lot of sort of pop rocky things. Rolling Stones were great. Early Zeppelin were around in late 60s. The Kinks were around, all that sort of... guitar stuff really I liked,
Did you start the first band then?
I was a bass guitarist, yeah. We were like into Cream and Hendrix and stuff like that, and just general jamming music, we jam for hours.
But you actually started out as a bass player from the beginning.
I did. As a bass player and used to sing backing vocals.
And then you normally just progress into finding the mic and skipping the bass and jumping
the first gigs that Saxon did, we had 2 bass players.
Oh, that's pretty odd.
Yeah, but I pretty soon figured out that it was a bit of a no-no.
One guy took you more of a salary and everything.
Yeah, and the singer got laid more anyway, so I was into that. I was good on that.
That's actually a good selling point, having 2 bass players in a band, because that's not really common nowadays, if I'm not mistaken.
It's in the 2 drummers are quite up there, but 2 bass players, I've not really seen it much.
Because now it feels like a bass player has like 8 strings. It's like, okay, instead of 2 guys, I'll add more strings to it.
Yeah, it's all about the low end. They have D and C strings on there, which gives it that really low sub-bassy thing.
Do you ever miss playing bass though?
I do play bass all the time. Sometimes when we're writing songs, when we're writing songs, if all the guys aren't there, Nibs, the bass player, will play drums and I'll play bass. And Nigel, the drummer, will play keyboard sometimes, so we're pretty much multi-instrumentalists.
That's cool. Have you ever thought about just switching to another instrument, like the guitar? Is it? It's a bit different.
The bagpipes would be good, I reckon. That would get a few strange looks. Or the nose flute, that would be good.
The new Saxon sound.
Yeah, definitely. The nose flute.
But from the Son of a Bitch prog music, you got into Saxon in the late 70s.
The late 70s we started writing, recognizable rock songs.
Yeah. What made you change the genre from prog music?
I don't know, just different times, moving on, trying to create something different.
Yeah.
Something unique, which is more or less impossible. But I think we managed to create a sound, a style, as did Iron Maiden in the same 1979, the same time.
Yeah.
First album was very mixed. It didn't really sell Bacteria when it first came out. It was a bit of a flop.
Yeah.
Because then, you could sell 100,000 albums. You could sell 500,000 singles.
In terms of a flop, if you put that in perspective, CD sales, what's a flop in those days?
In those days would be like 15,000. I mean, now you've been number one with 15,000.
Yeah, for sure. It's like totally different. I mean, just switching around.
I think we had, but then it was like, the record company were like, 15,000, you're joking. Mm-hmm. And they said, you got one chance, we got one option. And the management dropped us. We had Queen's management when we first started. We were quite excited. Oh, Queen's management, but they dropped us.
Were they any good though whilst you were working with them?
I can't remember.
Okay.
Probably not.
Yeah. Because the focus was on Queen.
The focus was on the advance money. I think once it spent that, it was the end of days for us.
Ouch.
We moved on. We moved on really to another manager, some guy we knew, some friend of ours who worked in the record business, managed us for a while, and they said, you got one chance, one more album, that's it, we're dropping you. So we were like, oh shit, we got one chance. So we went off to some mountain village in Wales in winter and just lived in tents with a studio there with tents and things, nice tents,
Yeah, yeah.
Wow.
But we lived in there and we wrote Wheels of Steel, which went like ballistic. So we were like, oh yeah, thank God for that,
And I guess the management and the record label is actually scratching their head afterwards. Ouch, we did
exactly, we did a bad thing there. We dropped the band and they're like the biggest thing since sliced bread. But that's how it goes, isn't it?
Because in the old days it was like you had to figure out your sound and everything. The actual labels were trying to try it out. Well, give them a couple of albums, they'll figure it out. But it seems like they dropped you just instantly after an album.
Yeah, the management did. Yeah, they did. They weren't really interested in us, so it was a good thing anyway.
Was it the same thing with the record company?
No, the record company were cool. They said you got one more album, so we wrote an album.
Well, maybe that's a good thing though. Otherwise, this album would maybe not have seen the later.
Yeah, if we'd have sold 30,000 records, maybe we'd have gone with the management. We wouldn't have been quite so hungry for the next album. We had one chance alone, and that was we did it really, and it worked. The album went gold immediately, and
and you obviously came into the right scene and everything at the time. I mean, the new wave of British heavy metal in the 70s.
Yeah, I think us and Iron Maiden were around just at the right time with the right songs.
So what happened after you released the British Steel album?
Wheels of Steel.
Yeah.
We went on tour with Motorhead and Judas Priest, funnily enough, which did have British Steel. Yeah. It was a great time. We were special guests. Got on at 7:15. 15 minutes after the doors opened. It was great.
Yeah. It seems that you guys have like the touring all over the world, pretty much, and especially with the bigger bands, the same as you. Like you're good friends with Metallica, Motorhead.
Yeah.
Is there bands like in between that you wish you would have played with? Like for example, Queen in the back old days, or like not typical rock or metal, but.
Yeah, it would have been good, but mostly bands get matched together. I mean, on the Strong Arm of the Law tour, Ozzy Osbourne supported us across Europe. So we toured with Ozzy and Sharon and Randy Rhoads, and
that's crazy.
It was great,
right?
They were special guests. I mean, I don't really have any crazy Aussie stories, actually. I'm one of the very few people that actually thought he was cool, and really together. And when he did get lost once in a gig,
did he?
And Sharon was looking for him, there was a big spiral staircase, went up to the stage and then up to the roof, and he'd obviously taken a leak and he was late, and he ran up the spiral staircase and went past the stage and went up, and Sharon went, "Have you seen Ozzy?" And we were like, "Well, we just saw him." We just saw him go up to the top of the building, so she had to fetch him.
It's kind of like a Spinal Tap moment.
Well, every day I've done it myself. Everybody does it. I'm sure you two do it as well.
Of course.
You do a recording and then the hard drive not running, or or something.
Yeah.
Or and you have to eat. Oh, can we do the interview again? We weren't recording. So that's a Spinal Tap moment as well.
Yeah.
So it's pretty cool. It's great when you can't take things too seriously, do you? You got to have some fun.
Yeah.
So nowadays you pretty much can decide who you want to tour with, right? You headline all over, but
yeah, we like to do special guesting. It's nice sometimes to go out with Motorhead. They're senior band. They've been around longer. At the moment they're uber cool. So there's a big buzz about Motorhead. So it's nice to play. Lemmy wanted to put together a package like the old days. So they put together this. We talked about it a couple of years ago. We had one booked, which got cancelled. Then we had another one booked, which got cancelled. So it's like Monty Python. This one's going to stay, So yeah, I mean he's up for it. We just finished in America with him, with Motorhead. So Mickey D's fired up for it. They're all ready to go.
It seems that everybody is doing the boat thing now. The Motorhead has their boat going on, and Kiss has their boat. When's the Saxon boats coming along?
We're going to have a Viking longboat.
You think?
Yeah, but the trouble is only 40 people can fit on it. There will be a lot of pillaging and bashing of axes.
Goes away.
Saxons can have longboats as well. It's not just you lot.
But it could be a good thing, though. I mean, just fans coming over into the UK. I'm guessing where the boat is going to originate from, or whatever.
I don't know. We'll think about it. I mean, actually. It's how it works is that the boat companies that you lease the boat, I think, and they just take the beer money, and you take the ticket money.
Yeah,
that's pretty much how it works. So I suppose you could have one. Rock Dudes cruise.
Maybe we could do something together.
Maybe
Saxon, Rock Dudes, boat cruise.
Saxon longboat.
There's a small island outside of Sweden. That might be a good.
Or dragon boat, we could call it.
Yeah,
the dragon boat or the eagle boat.
The eagle boat.
Oh, maybe not. No, dragon boat's good.
Yeah, the dragon is.
Well,
dragon boat's good. Dragons are always good, aren't they?
Yeah.
We noticed that Saxon has a really loyal fans. I mean, really to the extreme. Especially here in Sweden. If you look at since. Well, you've been here a couple of times, and there's always packed. Jam-packed. So I think could be a good choice to do some specific cool tours over here as well.
Yeah, I think
the Viking is really in here in Sweden.
Yeah, well, we're Saxons are Vikings. They're North people. I am 6'1".
That's the typical.
I have a bit of a Nordic gene in my blood there.
Yeah.
So yeah.
As you said earlier, you have really lots of friends in the business, like Metallica and the Motorhead and so on. And how come you get friends with bands like Metallica? Was it in the early days?
I think we influenced a lot of bands in America in the 80s, and as did Maiden and Priest as well, with those 80s songs that they had. So we found that bands that originated in the 80s that came big in the middle 80s, they were heavily influenced by Saxon, and Megadeth, Metallica, Pantera, all those bands are huge fans of the 80s bands. Not just Saxon, but some of them are predominantly Saxon because we played really fast, aggressive songs, and I suppose they took them and turned it into thrash, so I think that's where the influences come from. And that, I think a lot of American bands were looking for new music then, so they locked onto the new Everybody's Heavy Metal thing and sort of used it for their own. Motley Crue, huge fans. There's some Saxon riffs on that first Motley Crue album without a doubt, so it's great for the bands to say, we influence them, and that's how we are friends.
Yeah,
because there's a respect both ways,
Do you notice newcomer bands though that only just recently put out an album but are heavily influenced by Saxon, or just been in the music industry a couple of years?
Yeah, there's a few bands that have been out and about that are influenced by Saxon, definitely, that are trying to create that 80s sound thing going. There seems to be quite a lot of young bands doing that. Whether that's what people want, it's how it is,
But that's
only
actually,
time will tell.
That's a good thing though, that 80s is coming back, because then it's like you're going to be even bigger now, because it feels like it's the right time again. People are kind of bored with the new stuff coming out. They rather go backwards.
Yeah, and if we're releasing albums that are cool, like the new one, which is a masterpiece, Battering Ram, then people have something to buy, and they have something to lock onto, especially the younger fans, who are out there looking for things, new cool things to buy. They know of the band, they've seen us on YouTube, maybe seen us at Sweden Rock Getaway Festival. They lock onto the band, and that's how you pick up new fans,
Yeah.
And this is actually the 21st album, right?
It is. We can go out and drink now.
But how come you still can produce that much albums?
I'd like to say because we're fantastic, but we work hard on it. We have a code within the band that whoever's cooking at the time gets his day to write. Nibs, the bass player, wrote some great riffs, so I worked with him. Me and him started the ball rolling for the new album.
Yeah.
So we have a very open attitude.
Yeah.
Where they're not. There's always jealousy within bands, but there's not a lot of jealousy about songwriting. Somebody writes a song and it's a great song, cool, good luck to you, mate, And then we share out the royalties, as much as we want to.
Do you ever get writer's block though?
You get writer's block, especially when you're pushing it and touring as well, but you just have to relax and go through it.
How does a normal cycle look like? You tour a couple of years and then you take 6 months off and just write,
we'll start writing the album in a down period. And these days, we start at home. We don't have to go to a studio anymore. We've got Pro Tools at home. We can all do our own thing. So we'll, I'll be writing lyrics and things, trying ideas. The other guys might be writing ideas, might not be. It's up to them, really. The particular album, Nibs had a lot of ideas. So we used a lot of them. Next album could be one of the other guys that has a lot of ideas. I don't know.
Oh, like the new members you got in band, like for example the Judas song, for example the drummer.
You mean Nigel?
Yeah.
Yeah, he's been in the band for quite some time.
No, the current drummer.
Yeah, he's been in a long time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
So he contributes a lot.
Well, he keeps leaving and coming back.
Really?
How come?
Indecision.
Yeah.
He wants to be. He wants to be in a real band, obviously.
Has there been conflict before?
No, there's no conflict. He just joined. He left one time to join GTR, and then he went to join somebody else, and then he did his own solo project. But he's always been connected. There was no bitterness. He just wanted to do something different, so he did.
It feels like coming back to the family, pretty much.
Yeah, pretty much. So yeah, so cool.
Lyric-wise, is it the same thing every time?
No, I try not to repeat myself too much.
It's no theme, or is it the theme for the album, or is it?
No, it's just a great album. It's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
of songs. Like an old painting of music, mate. It's great. So yeah, have you heard the album, you two?
Yeah, one time actually.
Just one time.
Yeah.
Is that good, huh?
Yeah, that was good. It was good enough. I didn't have to listen once more. But Battering Ram, what's it all about?
The Battering Ram's the first single. We shot a video for that. We shot a cheap video.
Really? How come?
Because I wanted to do a video and I couldn't get the record company to agree in time, so I did it myself.
Yeah.
And did it at the studio, Andy Sneap's studio in Derbyshire. There, did it in the studio and in the garden. It's great. Put some.
So you were the director of the.
More or less, yeah, more or less. I was the director, producer, singer. Yeah.
Singer.
So yeah, it was pretty good. And I wanted to put out a video before we went to America with Motorhead, so people would know a song off the new album, and it worked great. Got
Is
quarter of a million hits straight away, which is always good, you know.
Is there an interest of you in terms of putting out more videos, or?
Well, videos these days, there's no outlet for them, only YouTube. You know, there's no TV stations anymore there's no MTV playing our type of music anymore. You know, if there is, it's all Rihanna or, you know, Sam Smith or, you know, it's like topical top 40 stuff. So there's really no rock shows around. Maybe down in South America, perhaps, you know, but generally you're making a video for your fans, for YouTube. So why spend $1 million on it?
Yeah.
You know,
It's better to invest.
we ain't going to look any better. Do you know what I mean? It's like,
It could be
we
like,
are what we are.
It could be like a movie play or whatever instead with Saxon actors. Like
So now we're doing a boat and we're doing a movie as well, man. You should be our manager. I like it. Yeah. A man with vision.
Yeah,
you know.
We have to have visions. I mean, that's where we are pretty much
definitely.
in the future.
Yeah. We're all pawns in the big game.
I was thinking more about regarding your music and everything. Regarding movies and stuff, have you noticed, seen that some of your stuff that actually came out like, not really blockbuster, but things like placements here and there?
We do know about the placements. We don't get asked about the placements because the publishing companies tend to deal with it.
Yeah.
I think we should be on more films, personally. And I do have a constant battle with the publishers saying, look,
Really?
you know,
They
you
never
should get
ask
wheels of steel on some of these, like, Fast and Furious things. You know, if you want it faster, we'll re-record it, man. Just let us know, you know. So it's sometimes sad that AC/DC are on all the films and it's the same song.
Pretty much,
I like AC/DC, but, you know, enough's enough, man. You know, play some other classic rock bands.
But for example, Princess of the Night should be like really be in like a big blockbuster movie. It
I
could
think
fit,
so.
like,
Maybe it will be.
hopefully.
You know, sometime.
Someday.
It's a lot of it's down to the producers and the directors being fans.
Yeah.
You know, I think Maiden have the same problem though, because I don't hear a lot of Maiden on films either. You know, I've seen a couple of maybe adverts in the late 80s that had him on. We've been in a couple of Italian horror films. You know, we've been on a few films here and there, but we're not. You know, we've been on. We did a great piece on. You know, on a couple of video games. We had songs on there, but generally we're not on the radar. We're not on the Hollywood radar.
Like for example, the TV series Supernatural, they have like the opening song, Kansas, winning song. But I've actually heard your song Prince of the Night in actually one of the episodes.
Yeah, I'm sure you have. I do receive royalties from things like that. But yeah, obviously somebody there knows us. We're on the radar, and we should be on more films. If anybody's listening, mates, we're up for it. We're up for it big time.
I know nowadays people are really open for this kind of collaborations. And back in the old days, it was like, no, we don't want to have our music with that brand or McDonald's and stuff like that. But it feels like people are more open to all kinds of stuff. We just custom-made songs for TV series and stuff like that.
Yeah, I mean, some young bands are breaking off adverts, you know, off TV adverts and sometimes off radio adverts. So it's a strange planet out there.
Would you ever do like a custom song if somebody, basically a big company, came to you, look, I want a Saxon song only for this typical item or whatever?
Oh, you mean to write a Saxon song? Yeah, we could give it a go.
Like for example,
you mean do it for the money?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Much, yeah. Is there a typical brand that you would?
Yeah,
like
we
to be
paid our
associated
dues.
with?
You know, we paid our dues. Let's just do something for the money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but if I think about there's like a typical clothing line, Adidas or whatever, if there's or car particular.
It'd have to be cool.
It has to be cool.
We couldn't do just anything.
Yeah.
You know, we wouldn't do like biscuits or
No, of course.
Or tampons or something. But, you know, we
What would
it has to be cool, you know what I mean?
What would be cool in a Saxon world?
Oh, tampons. Wait, no, sorry.
What would be cool in a Saxon world?
I don't know.
Viking ship, like, or something.
Yeah, you know, like a jewelry band, or you know, a sort of Saxon deodorant that makes you smell like a wild man or something. That'd be good.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. I mean,
Yeah.
other kids have
Yeah.
their own flavor, perfume.
Yeah, they could use lion urine.
If Saxon will put out the perfume, what will the flavor be, you think?
I don't know.
Mixture.
It would be home.
Home?
Home natural. No, it would be the flavour of stage.
I wonder how they
with the
mix it
smell,
up.
with the smell of wood and Marshalls
I actually think that would
and
be a big
microphones. Yeah,
seller. I would be one of those buyers.
yeah.
instantly.
I would use it.
A limited edition.
Women would go. Is that the stage I can smell on you?
It's the new Saxon
Yeah, it's a
flavor.
new one. It's called The Stage by Saxon.
Yeah.
If there's any perfume companies out there,
Then you
heard
can
it
give
here.
it to the fans.
I've already given it away though. It's public now. The Stage.
Yeah.
That's a fantastic name for deodorant. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Stage.
Yeah.
For sure. I mean, I'm thinking about eBay or future sales.
I could be in the advert. We get Rihanna to do the
Yeah, there you
go.
the female
Or-
thing.
Or in the merch.
Yeah, I mean, Rihanna could come on and smell my. She could come on and smell my armpits, and she could say, "Is that Stage you're wearing?" And
Who's
I'd
that
go,
Saxon guy? I want that. Kind
We can
of
all
flavor.
fantasize,
We
can't we?
should
Yeah.
buy a whole lot of us for the next tour. Yeah, but for example, there's been all kinds of crazy stuff in merchandise on eBay, collector's item. Like there was a story a couple of years ago after Michael Jackson died and everything. Basically, he was on stage and his nose fell off. And it was on eBay the day after for crazy silly money. People were actually buying and bidding for it. But I mean, it's like that. People are into collectors now, vinyls. I mean, you're having a necklace, for example, with the Saxon and everything.
Yeah.
I mean, is there something that you haven't really invented yet, or you're thinking about doing in merchandise?
Well, you know, I'd like to release a cassette.
You haven't done a
Oh.
cassette yet?
No.
I figured that was
I was
like
talking,
common.
I'm giving all my ideas away, but I was
Yeah.
talking to Darren earlier, our
Wow.
PR guy, and I think I'm going to develop a cassette that is like a bootleg, and we make it sound bad on purpose. And it's a collector's cassette piece. I think that would be cool.
That's actually really common in the Balkans. They actually sell cassettes.
They do.
In
They collect
Poland,
bootlegs on
like-
cassette, so I'm going to tap into that.
Yeah.
I'm going to tap into that and create a bootleg. I'm going to get a show and make sure it sounds really awful.
Actually,
Record it on one mic on the back of my head, something, and a mono recording, you know, and it'd be great. You know, no bass drums, just me and a few guitars and
acoustic.
phasing everywhere, and that would be
Special
good.
effects.
Yeah,
That could be actually a hot seller.
I think so.
We should basically tell UDR maybe they could put it out on cassette like a limited
I'm going
release.
to do it myself. I'm going to be the head of this empire.
I mean, you're doing the video anyways. You could
Yeah.
pretty much do the whole thing.
I'm going
yeah.
to be the head of my cassette empire.
No, but actually that necklace, Saxon, is pretty cool.
Yeah, you can get these from the Great Frog on Carnaby Street in London.
Okay.
They make it for you. Each one is different and signed.
In what way are they different?
Well,
each one?
each one's cast,
Okay.
so each
So
one's.
is it in silver, new silver?
It is silver.
It is, okay. Have you ever thought about doing it gold, like all? It's not really...
I'm a bit of a silver man, as you can see.
Yeah.
You know, I like silver. I like collecting silver articles. I mean, fans give me silver stuff, rings and things. Well, I hope they're silver anyway. But yeah, stainless steel sometimes, you know. But yeah, I mean, I just bought this ring with the eagle on from an American reservation. The Navajo Indian guy made that for me. So I do collect bits and pieces, yeah.
Have you seen any particular Saxon item in pure gold?
No, I haven't. I
Shouldn't
think
be a
I
fan,
may
though.
have seen drumsticks in the 80s of gold.
Of gold, really?
Yeah, I think so, maybe.
Like a fan did it, or a custom
I don't
made,
know
or-
who did it.
Wow.
But I don't see a lot of gold around generally. It's mostly silver for heavy rock metal.
Yeah, it's more
It's
of
mostly-
a hip hop thing, I think. With
Gold is a bit blingy.
Yeah.
I mean, I will wear turquoise, you know, the stone. But gold is a bit blingy for us, apart from the wedding band. But I do have gold necklaces and things. It's just most of the stuff we see is silver. I mean, this has got gold in it,
Yeah.
you know, but generally, it's it's a bit of a rappy thing.
Image-wise, yeah.
Yeah,
But
it's a wealth thing, isn't it? A huge gold ingot.
It could be, but it's all about also an image having the right out there pretty much. If you were going just with gold, maybe it would look a little bit different on stage or whatever, or the pure gold in your eyes.
Okay, I'll get some gold. Okay?
No.
Fair enough. If you want me to wear gold, I'll get something gold. Jesus Christ, man.
I was thinking more particular for myself. I would probably pretty much have a Saxon necklacing on gold. If there's nobody else carrying it, that would be pretty cool, just standing out.
Yeah.
The Euro with in UK, maybe they pretty much can do one custom made for you, if you ask politely.
Whatever.
Whatever you make money on. We're crying out loud.
It's a good thing.
Now it's time for a top list of Rock Dudes 18. We will present 15 songs. Our guest Biff Byford will start with his 5 songs, and then me and Ömer will continue with our 5 top songs. You will find the top list at our Spotify profile and homepage rockdudes.se. It's time for Rock Dudes 18's top list. Which song will be your first one?
Speak King, Deep Purple. I think the vocal performance is superb. The song's great. It's a bit 70s thrash. It's where our influences came from. Some of them anyway. So yeah, Speak King, Deep Purple is a big favourite of mine. Any of those early Deep Purple tracks, but that one in particular is Fast and Furious. It's a driving song, close to my heart.
So that was Speed King with Deep Purple. So, what's next?
We can pick a Saxon song, can't we? Yeah. Let's pick a new song off the new album, The Masterpiece, which is subliminal, which is Battering Ram, the title track. So let's play that.
So that was a title track from Battering Ram, the new album from Saxon. So, what's up for the third one?
Let's play AC/DC. It's a long way to the top if you want to rock and roll. It's one of the first songs I ever heard of AC/DC, and we play it before we go on stage, so it's quite close.
That was the It's a Long Way to the Top if you want to rock and roll with AC/DC. Now it's 2 songs left, so please tell me your 4th choice.
I think we should play a song from my prog days. I think we should play Roundabout by Yes.
That was Roundabout with the band Yes. Now it's time for your final choice, and which song it's gonna be.
And then I think we should be a bit more current. Play something new. Let's play Bullet for My Valentine single. Is it called Venom? No, it's not called Venom. What's it called, the first song? We'll find out and play it. I like the song. I like the band. They're flying the British flag. You know, they're cool.
Rock Dudes Top 5 Jonas songs. And Jonas, today's theme is actually the 80s music, because we had the honor to have Biff from Saxon, and he put a lot of good music from the 80s, so we'll figure we'll do the same. Yeah. So the first band you picked out is actually, could be Europe's first all-female rock band, or am I mistaken?
I think so too. We're talking about Girls' School, and one of your bands recently were out touring with them. That's right.
Crucified Barbara, yeah.
That's cool. And I'm just took one song of their, maybe the second album, or was it the first one? I really don't remember, but it's Come On, Let's Go from Hit and Run, releasing in 1981. And they were actually picked up by Motorhead's management in the late 70s. And then his name was Doug Smith, and then they were signed to them, actually. And then they were touring with Motorhead back in the days. So let's hear some tunes from Come On, Let's Go.
And song number 2 could easily be the first influenced black metal band from the UK.
Yeah, it's Venom, and the song "Welcome to the Hell," which is the title track from the same album. And for me, it's more like the beginning of the black metal. I think pretty much the thrash metal band later on were very influenced by them, and especially some of the guys of Metallica. So just listen to Welcome to Hell.
And for the third song, Metallica are heavily influenced of one of these bands.
Yeah, it's the Diamond Head. They have pretty much done several covers from Diamond Head, and I picked the Am I Evil from the same from the album with the same name, and it was released in 1987. So just get the tune from Diamond Head.
And we're off to Germany.
Yeah, and to the Halloween land. Actually, this band was one of the bands that was played a lot in my stereo back in the teenage period in the late 80s. And one of the most played songs was, of course, Future World from the Keeper of the Seven Keys album. So just play that.
Last but not least, the most important band, perhaps from Birmingham.
Yeah, what's the name? Judas Priest. Yeah. It was.
Oh, I thought Black Sabbath. Sorry.
Oh, okay. Yeah. And especially this song, "Breaking the Law." I've chosen that one from the British Steel album. I was also listening a lot to Judas Priest in the late 80s. One of my favorite band, Metallica, was a little more later on the 80s, but the Breaking the Law was reminding us to be just a little more outside the law. Okay, then we got to Ömer's top 5, and he just got influenced both from the 70s and the 80s. Is that right?
Correct. The first one I picked is Kiss with the song Detroit Rock City. And it's a good song, but for people out there, there's actually a movie about Kiss regarding a band going to Detroit to watch a Kiss show, pretty much. And that's actually where I discovered the song from the beginning.
Okay, that was Kiss, and a good memory from your back in the days stories. So we bring on the song number 2.
It's hard to top Kiss with another band, but someone who's been influenced is, for me, is like Ozzy Osbourne with Black Sabbath, but this is actually a solo band. So I picked the song Mr. Crowley, which is a really, really good song with great lyrics. And this song actually I listen to still today.
Mr. Crowley. Oh, that was a Ozzy Osbourne song, and we got to the middle of the list. What's it gonna be?
Well, normally I don't have the same band twice on my top 5, but I made an exception for this time. Another Kiss song, actually. I Was Made for Loving You.
But man, having 2 songs from the same band on the list, how can you do that?
Yeah, go figure. Well,
bring on the number 4, please.
Bring on the thunder. Well, actually, I got a song with Rainbow, Dio on vocals, Since You've Been Gone, and this song is quite popular out there in the movie world, and I'm happy to say that I actually met Dio back in the old days when I was a young pup working in the music industry at backstage at Wacken, actually, and the guy was so nice, said hi. I never took a picture though, I regret that, but still, the song lives with me forever.
That was Mr. Dio and his Rainbow. Now we just have one more song on this top 5, and what's gonna be?
In honor of Mr. Biff, our Rock Tours guest, I want to choose a great Saxon song. And for me, that song is Princess of the Night.
Rock Dudes! And here we are in Rock Dudes' first international show with Biff Byford from Saxon, and we were really pleased to have you here.
Really happy to having you here, sir.
In English?
Yes.
Hey, it's a first.
Yeah.
For us.
And may you have more English guests.
I hope so.
We should have some English guests trying to speak Swedish, because Mickey D is always trying to teach me Swedish, and there's no way I can catch that. He's
all the cursing words?
No, it's not real.
Oh, he's on the west coast, so it's a bit slurry over there compared to Stockholm.
I don't know Swedish, so I wouldn't know the dialect.
Yeah.
But if you tell me that he slurs, I'll tell him that next time I see him.
Yeah.
Don't slur.
Well, thank you very much for coming here.
Yeah, anytime. It's been a pleasure talking to you both, and Don't forget the new album, Battering Ram.
Thank you for listening in at Rock Dudes 18, our first international show, and the guest was Biff Byford from Saxon. A really great man and had a lot of history and a lot of stories to tell, that's for sure. The top list of this show, you can find it on our Spotify profile and homepage, rockdudes.se. Don't forget to subscribe to our social media such as Facebook, Instagram, YouTube and Twitter. Search for Rock Dudes Pod, and please write some comments what you think about this episode or the show, or write down some ideas of future guests. Yeah, you can say whatever you want. We will thank our sponsor SE Electronics and J-Leaf ITN Media. The music jingle was recorded by Jonas Hermansson, Peter Monson and the front woman in Crucified Barbara, Mia Coldheart. This show was recorded by Jonas Löv and edited by Endigo. We really want to thank you for listening at Rock Dudes 18 with me, Jonas Löv, and the sidekick Ömer Akai. The next episode, Rock Dudes 19, will be published in 2 weeks. If you want to know which guest it's gonna be, please follow our Facebook page, Rock Dudes Podden. Until then, stay tuned.